Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and our eyes continues to lay on the land of Palestine. And so there is this US built pier that is helping to bring humanitarian aids into Gaza. And this is actually a reaction to the rather chaotic and messy airdrop humanitarian aid that has been conducted by multiple countries like Jordan, Indonesia, Singapore, and all sorts of different countries dropping aids. And it's very chaotic. The crates sometimes drop, they fail, they kill people, they drop down and kill some of these Palestinians that is supposed to save. It's a sad situation. And then of course the crates, many of them drop into the sea. It renders the aid totally invalid. And then of course a lot of rubbish because the crates just float into the sea. It's just too messy and too chaotic, and of course it's extremely inefficient. And United States decided to do this emergency operation and build a pier that will allow them to just simply transport the aids via trucks. And it seems to be working. So according to the information from the Defense Department of the United States, they have they declared that more than 1 million pounds of aid has been moved into Gaza via the temporary pier. So this is called the over the shore pier, according to the senior military officer on Friday of the Defense Department. The Navy Vice Admiral Brad Cooper, the Deputy Commander of the US Central Command, said that 820 metric tons or 1.2 million pounds of aid has been transferred via a beach transfer point on Gaza shore, which has been operational since 17th of May. It's actually not that long. It's around a week. So merely a week. So of that, 406 metric tons, or 2/3 of the total aid, has been distributed by the United Nations further into the rest of Gaza. So which means that out of this 1.2 million, already 2/3 has been distributed to the people. So this is actually very, very successful, in my opinion. I know some of you guys, because I know via the Twitter, via Telegram comments, I see that some people disagree. It is what it is. United Nations is pretty happy with this. So this is a part of this United States initiative to broaden the search of assistance to the Palestinians that is in need, because this war has been drawn on for too long, and the Rafa Crossing has closed. Well, because Egypt closed it. I'll talk a bit more about it later. So this is pretty much very, very important. So according to the World Food Program, the United Nations World Food Program, they have possessed 97 aid trucks, and since the floating pier has become operational, and so this is actually the all the trucks that they are using right now to drive all these things around, and they're very happy that they did not lose any of the trucks in the first 2 days, and the operation has very much been stabilized. According to Stefani Dujarric, this is actually the spokesman for the United Nations. So the UN Food Agency has found various routes to get to its warehouse in Deir al-Balah. So Deir al-Balah is actually here. So the pier is actually over here. This is where the location of the pier, and this is in the northern part of Gaza, and once they land here, they'll have to travel through the Israeli-controlled corridor, and then go towards Deir al-Balah, which is basically in the center of Gaza. This pier location is a bit of a surprise to me, because this is way further than where the refugee zones are, which is around here in the southern part near the beach. So this is a bit far, but it's better than nothing, to be honest. And so according to the United Nations, they say that the aid delivery has been halted for 2 days because the crowd of needy people has been intercepting the trucks, forcing the United Nations to have to plan new routes to go to the destinations, because the aids are not supposed to distribute from the trucks. They are supposed to distribute through rationing and everything. So the civilians intercepting the truck is just messing up the operation. And Yeah, so which is why they have they created many different routes so the people cannot just intercept all these trucks. So they are very happy with what they have been doing right now. So basically, they drive the goods to the warehouse, and from the warehouse, the other UN and international NGOs will take over to take these goods and to distribute out to the rest of Gaza. And so some of these goods are also shared with large feeding kitchens. And I think that it's been working. So after the rocky start, so this is a very happy news from the United Nations. They are now able to get things done through this non-Israeli controlled entry point. So so the so this is the location, as I mentioned already, the location of this Gaza thing. So some say that this is still under Israeli control. I personally do disagree. I think that it's basically close to the where the Israel control zone is. Clearly, the Israelis going to have checkpoints to check the trucks and everything. But I think this is really a non-Israel entry point. And the Rafa crossing is closed because it was an Egyptian entry point. And once Israel took over the other side, Egypt just closed it because they don't agree with having Israel having control of the entry point. So this is a good alternative, and this is something that I have actually envisioned for a long time. I just didn't expect it to be placed here. No, I thought it would be further south near the humanitarian zone. So yeah, but it is what it is. So the how the pier works, the SOP for the pier, you can see there's a various photos here, and you can also check out more of these photos in DPA's Telegram, not Telegram, Instagram. I've published a compilation of photos managed to find online, and I also show some of these things. I will show you later also. So about 1,000 soldiers and sailors are involved in this operation. So this operation is actually pretty expensive if you consider 1,000 people's salary, And so the US worked with Cyprus, Israel, UN, and the international donors, including UAE, UK, and the EU, as part of this multi-step process to move aid into Gaza. So first, the donors, all these countries that want to donate humanitarian aids to the Gazans, have to ship their aid into Cyprus first. So where is Cyprus? Clearly, I do not know where is Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus is over here. So they have to ship it all to Cyprus first. And after they ship to Cyprus, they will have to they will be transported into ships, which will then transport these goods and aids to the pier. So from the pier, the aid will be offloaded to a marshalling area before distribution into Gaza by humanitarian organizations. So this is where the so-called marshalling zone is. Basically a place where they can actually unload the stuff before they can be reloaded into UN trucks. So the United States emphasized that no US boots are on the ground in these operations, and the safety of the US forces is top priority. So basically the US soldiers cannot leave the pier. They have to stay within this area here, which is kind of funny. They must keep their foot on these metal zones and on this pier. And the distribution, route planning, and convoy monitoring, especially with UN and various stakeholders, including Israel, to ensure safety. So this is done so as I said, collaborated with Israel Defense Forces and UN. So they make sure that everything is done and make sure that everyone is safe and the aids are able to flow through safely. However, despite this, 3 US soldiers are still hurt in this Gaza Pier mission. They are not injured through fighting. They are injured through non-combat related stuff like accidents. So 2 with minor injuries like sprained ankle and a back injury. And they have also returned back to duty, just a small thing. And there's 1 injured on the ship, and it has been medically evacuated. So So despite it's a non-combat mission, it's still danger because you're handling cargo and everything, just like civilian operations. People do get injured in ports. So now we talk about the Rafah crossing. So the Rafah crossing has been closed by Egypt. So this is because since 7 May, the Israeli forces have entered and took over the border crossing. So Egypt don't really like that, and they basically closed the border. And the reason is because they don't want to be seen as as complicit. They do not want to be seen as working with the Israelis. So Egypt decided to close the Rafah crossing until Israel withdraw from the other side of the border at the Rafah. So, which is kind of ironic, if you ask me, because I don't know what's the priority. No, priority is the humanitarian aid getting to the Gazans, or the virtual signaling that you are not with Israel. I'm not sure, because I can see the same exact problem in the comments, in Twitter conversations, in Telegram comments. People hate Israel so much that they they are very willing to sacrifice Palestinian lives just to point the finger at Israel. I think this is an extremely bad habit, and a very bad, it's bad for humanity, because you cannot just sacrifice Palestinian lives just so that you can point fingers to Israel and say that they are demons. I think this is just not right. This situation, just because Israel took over the Gaza, the Rafah crossing, Egypt decided to close the border, which means that now aids cannot flow through from Egypt into Gaza directly, and just make things more complicated. The aids and the food supplies might be reduced, and I just think this is just messed up. So whatever it is, Israel say that they will continue to keep the Gaza crossing open. Just that then they want to prevent Hamas from controlling the passage. And of course, Egypt don't really care. Egypt closed it anyway. So we will see how this progress. And this is actually pretty concerned by the United States. So Joe Biden's administration continue. So Biden actually posts on X saying that he spoke to LCC of Egypt, and he continues to try to help to deal with this Gaza crisis, try to secure the release of hostages and talk about humanitarian crisis, and he also appreciate to allow UN assistance to flow through Egypt via the Karam Shalom crossing. So it looks like the crossing, looks like the supply seems to still go through, and so how it goes through tentatively, it seems like there is a crossing. Maybe I'm not sure if there's a crossing. Okay, maybe they went through this Rapi Oga border directly into Israel. I think that's the border crossing, the closest one. And then you will just go one big round, I guess, and then go through Keren Shalom, through the Israeli-Gaza border, because there is actually no crossing around here between Keren Shalom and Egypt. So it also doesn't make sense that the Egyptians allow the crossing to cross through, unofficially through this crossing, just to go through Keren Shalom when they can just go through the Rafah crossing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do. No, maybe they don't. I don't know. It just don't make sense. Just go one big round. Whatever it is, the aids are still going through from Egypt to Israel to Gaza. But yeah, it's all about virtual signaling right now. PC culture is the most important thing right now. Nothing else matters. So the two leaders, the Biden and LCC, continues to talk about new initiative to try to secure the release of hostages and immediate and sustained ceasefire. Clearly, this is just diplomatic words to give to the public. Clearly, they might be talking about something else. But anyway, that is the situation regarding the humanitarian aid and the U.S. Pier. The U.S. Pier to Gaza to help to relieve this humanitarian crisis over in Gaza, while Israel refused to end its military operation to clear out Hamas from Gaza. So anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button. I don't want to go into the geopolitics more because this video has been long enough. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.